Hi artists! I'm going to show you a salt dough clay recipe that you can make at home with only 3 ingredients. We're going to do a little bit of math, a little bit of science, and a little bit of art. If you want to, you can add a few drops of food coloring if you want to color yours. I don't have any, so mine is going to be wheat flour colored, but that's okay. You probably want to watch this video 2 times. First all the way through just to watch it, and then the second time so you can pause it and follow along with all your instructions. Okay, so here's all the supplies that I'll need for my salt dough clay. My ingredients are 1/4 cup of salt, 1/4 cup of water, which I already put in my bowl because I need my measuring cup for something else, and 1/2 cup of flour. I have a tray to contain my mess. I have a bowl for mixing. I have my measuring cups. Salt, just table salt. And my flour. I'm using wheat flour. You can use almond flour, gluten-free flour, white flour, most kinds work. I have a piece of cardboard so later I can build something and not make a mess on my table. And a spatula for mixing. Okay, let's start measuring it and mixing. I already have my 1/4 cup of water in my bowl. The next thing I'm going to do is measure out my salt. So I have my 1/4 or 1/4 cup, and I'm going to fill it up with some salt. I want to keep it flat so that I can make sure that it's even on the top. I'm pouring it over my bowl, so if I do spill, most of it will end up already in my bowl. Okay, next is my 1/2 cup of flour. Nice and even on the top. Salt is very coarse texture and flour is kind of fluffy. Okay, when I start mixing, I'm going to use my spatula, but in a minute I'm going to have to start mixing with my hands. So I'm just going to start stirring my ingredients in my bowl. I don't want to go too fast because I want to keep it in the bowl. Okay, now I'm going to start mixing with my hands. Okay, here's where I have to do a little bit of problem solving. If the texture of my salt dough is too dry, I need to add something that's wet, like water. If it becomes a little bit too soggy, I need to add something that's dry, like flour. I need to add a little bit more water. Okay, I'm going to mix in just a little bit more water. Just a little. This is called kneading. With a K, not with an N. This is a very small batch of salt dough. If you want to make more, you can always just do some math and make your batch bigger. Okay, once my salt dough is in a form where I can squish it, if it sticks to my hand a little bit, I can get a tiny bit of flour and rub it on my hands so I can be a better sculptor. Okay, I'm going to rearrange something. Okay, I'm going to mix in just a little bit more water. Just a little. This is called kneading. With a K, not with an N. This is a very small batch of salt dough. If you want to make more, you can always just do some math and make your batch bigger. Okay, once my salt dough is in a form where I can squish it, if it sticks to my hand a little bit, I can get a tiny bit of flour and rub it on my hands so I can be a better sculptor. Okay, I've moved my salt dough to my piece of cardboard or a thick piece of paper so it doesn't stick to the table. This is just a graham cracker box. And I want to try both projects, a pinch pot and the impressions, so I have a few tools here. I have this pine branch that I found outside, some toothpicks, a safe knife, it's plastic, and then some interesting shaped coins for my impressions. So because I want to try both, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it in half. And 1/2, ooh, look, math. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals a whole. I'm going to have 1/2 be my pinch pot and 1/2 be my impressions. So I'm going to set this one over here, and this is going to be my pinch pot. The tools I need for my pinch pot are my hands and toothpicks or a pencil to draw on it if you want. So the first step to making a pinch pot is to roll your clay into a ball or a sphere. I can use my hands, I can use the table, then I take my thumb and I press it into the center, but not too far. You don't want a hole in the bottom. Look at that space I made in there. Then, with my thumb on the inside and my fingers on the outside, I'm going to pinch, unpinch, turn. Pinch, unpinch, turn. All the way around. Thumb on the inside, fingers on the outside. Pinch and turn, pinch and turn. And I'm going to keep pinching and turning. I'm going to move up, pinch the middle, pinch and turn, pinch and turn. And then finally, the lip. Pinch and turn, pinch and turn. Then if I don't want it to wobble, I can tap it on the table to make a flat base. I want it to be like the thickness of a cookie. Oh, but don't eat it, it will taste terrible. Then I can take my toothpick and I can draw designs in my pinch pot. The other project you can try with your salt dough clay is impressions or imprints, and that's taking other objects and pressing them into the clay so there's a relief left. So again, I'm going to roll it into a sphere or a ball. Then I am gonna smash it, but not too thick, not too thin, like a nice cookie. But don't eat it. It's important that you have a protection for your table or it might stick. Or it might stick to my cardboard. There we go. See? Okay. Once I have a nice flat area, I can take some of the things that I found and press them into my salt dough. When I'm all done, I can leave them out to dry. Usually takes a day or two, or I can put them in a plastic baggie and put them in my refrigerator, but I probably want to write on here what it is so somebody doesn't accidentally eat it. And that's a couple projects that you can make using salt dough.